Well, boys, we're back with another video. We're still messing around, kind of clueless in the latest expansion, Laurion Song. I've been spending time in the Unkempt woods. This is the first tier 2 zone that I've kind of put down some roots, and I think I found 3 spawns that I like so far. That last video you just saw, that Gren Rusty Blade or something like that, they were right here. Well, actually, I'll just get up and go. They were right over there. So about here. The placeholder for that is Laurion Swiftblade. This little goblin. Then I run to this large boat, and I noticed these trainers are yellow cons. 26, sometimes I think 27 maybe. Everybody else isn't. There's a handful of them. I think one is in this cubby. There's one in this cubby. There's one right here. So I was clearing out this trainer. I mean, not this trainer, that trainer. And it's taken probably 7 or 8, let's call it 10 placeholders. And got a name to spawn, Drillmaster Suja. The other camp I'm pulling in with this is there are tree ants up here. I'm not sure exactly which ones are the placeholders. I've been killing planters, tree ant planters. I'm not sure if they're placeholders, but they are even in yellow cons, so it leads me to think that they are. So back to this camp. This large boat is definitely where you want to camp them. In this room, there are 3 mobs. But when the placeholder's up, obviously this guy can see in Viz, you can just walk right over here, send Jobber, and fight right there. So what we'll do in this for this camp, for this named, is we will just send Jobber and then run in, hug the left side, run in, and go from there. The only problem, it's not a problem, I need to come over here. Nope. I need to go over here and pull out my buffed big Jobber pet. One thing, boys, that I have learned from killing the first tier 2 named, I've killed him 3 times now, 4 times maybe. You've got to have your pet pre-buffed with pet power minimum, if not everything else. These things hit hard and fast, and unfortunately on, at least I'll say beta and test, I don't know about beta, but I assume our mercenaries are a little screwy, and right now they appear to only be using heal over time spells. I'm not sure if I were to block them, that would make a difference, but I'm not going to risk it. So these fights, sometimes they're garbage. Sometimes they're 600,000 DPS. Sometimes they're 1 million. It just depends on kind of the luck of the AC mitigation and the heal over time, and when do they land, and when do I get my healing procs to land on my pet, etc. So anyway, enough of that, boys. We've got wounds up. We're fully buffed, fully loaded, ready to go. I'm going to pull out Jobber, make sure I don't get attacked. Okay. I'm going to walk over to here, send the pet, get in, and get going. That is an ugly, ugly boss. Man, and so one thing about these named, they resist a lot. Things that shouldn't be resisted, just like a basic fire spell, gonna get bounced back at you. They really cranked up the resistance on these, which is fine. Okay, it's another thing. We'll get going. 4, 5. See, there's one right there. Of course, that is magic, so it's kind of to be expected. There's twice. I probably won't mess with it again. I say that, and knowing the way I spam cast, I will. So I don't know how this will go. You know, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on Jobber. This is, you know, fully buffed, fully geared, full everything. Shaman buffs, ready to go, and it's still, the hit points will just up and down. Oh, landed that time. That's good. See, we're down to 66, and when you're fighting, you know, trash mobs, it's fine. But when you're fighting a named boss, I'm just not sure how fast this thing will be able to rip through Jobber. So the best way to do it is to throw back on your runes and Aegeus, and then decide if you need to cast a heal. Okay, we got a blink, so prep, burn, and we'll just recast everything here. See if we can actually get some damage going. If you see right now, we're only at 434,000 DPS. Just got resisted on my magic spell again. But so these are the fights. Very similar to NOS and TOL, where there's just nothing exciting. But we have to be very diligent with our healing, assisting Siri. I have a feeling that when the patch takes care of our mercs, it landed that time. That's good. I've got 8 twin casts left. When the patch takes care of whatever's wrong with these mercs, these fights will be a little easier. I'm going to go ahead and recast wounds, because this fight's still got a long ways to go. Alright, got to get some dots back on. This is what usually happens, is you get a few heals and you mess up your order, and then your DPS starts dropping. I know at this point, let's say we're doing this 3 months from now, and our AAs are maxed. We could use a rune and probably drop this thing a lot quicker. But I still have a lot of focus AAs to go, so I'm not quite there. Blood just didn't load. There we go. Back in business. One of my biggest problems, and it's a gameplay problem. It's my problem, is I am stuck on. Oh, what are we doing here? Muscle memory, and I have, in my world, Big Pyre is always 3, because we used to have a double disease combo spell. Since we don't have it, I find myself recasting Grip of Terra Stride instead of casting Big Pyre, and that's a waste of mana, a waste of DPS. And we gotta get Jobber back up, because you just don't know. We're about to get another wounds proc. One thing, boys, blew my mind. One of the first times I've ever seen it, when I was fighting that Rust Blade or whatever it was for like the 3rd or 4th time. It resisted the Petrifying Wounds proc, like where it morphs into the actual damage spell. And it was a twin cast, and it resisted both of them. So these named are a little tougher than what we have been running up against. Still not impossible. We're still good to go. All right, we're coming up on 27 seconds for another click. I will stick another wounds on there. And I'll see if I can get extermination to land. It did not land. Let's help out Siri. Try it again. Nope. Just wasting. What am I missing? Good. Tap's about to fade. Oh, diseases are blinking. And I will hit this. Hit this. Hit this. And hit heal. Alright, we should be fine now. Now it's just a matter of keeping our eye on jobbers' hit points. Keeping 4, 5, 6, 7, which is Pyre, Extermination, and Double Poisons. As long as those 4 are on, we're getting some decent DPS. Of course, you want to flush out everything. But if you have to drop one or pause one because you're healing, you want it to be, small Pyre or Shadow, for sure. Big Pyre is going. And we'll get that back up. You notice we're down to 616, 612,000 DPS. It's just the way this thing goes. You can't focus as much. So, I think I just double cat. Yeah, wrong one. So you start to, you just start to drop, but just keep jobber up, and we're fine. Another heal. I haven't parsed our swarm pet. Another necro was telling me they're garbage this time. I'm still throwing them on there every now and then. It's a very cheap mana, so DPS per mana. I probably need to consider parsing it one of these days and potentially dropping the pet for Ignite. Zero. Let's get back to healing jobber. Gonna heal him twice. These things are wrapping up. Alright. Blood. Nothing. Looks like 4, 5, 6, 7. Two and 3. I mean, actually, I should have put another curse on. That's all right. No reason to mess with it right now. We're down to that last 10%. A lot of magic resist. A lot of magic resist. Try one more time. Yep. Looks like 4, 6, 7. Again, boys, it's no longer really about just burning things down. I mean, yeah, I'm sure we're doing great damage compared to any other solo class, but it's really about keeping your pet up. Anytime I see Jobber drop to really 60s, but sometimes even for sure at 50. With the way the healer merc is, I'm right on top of it. It's like 4, 5, 6, 7 again. Last couple percent, boys, and we'll have our second named in the books. Again, not a challenge for us 125 solo necromancers. And I'm going to assume the challenge is going to be, besides getting these things to show, oh man, is finding safe areas, there we go, to fight in, because anytime there's going to be a roamer or an ad that we kill, these fights last too long. You're going to get respawns. So you've got to... Man, I'm low on mana. You have got to really take a hard look at the surroundings, make sure you're in a good place. Looks like we got them. No longer moving. There it is, boys. Nice, another spell. Nice. Alright, now one thing. I hope that these dumb... I'm sorry, I do love Christmas. But these dumb Christmas ornament hat things are not taking up loot slots. Yeah. Alright, I definitely need this. I've only picked up one so far, so that's nice. Definitely need boots. Do that. And so Drillmaster Suja was showing off her sword. What's this? Ah, nice. It's the health one, the tap one. That's good. That's real nice. I'll consider offering it out. I don't really. Everything's so new. I don't know, but anyway, boys. That's it. You've seen it. You know how to do it now. This was. What am I doing? Got to put him away. Refresh prep power. Suspend. Alright, boys, so you've seen it. This is the camp. Do not mess around with clearing somebody else. There's other spot. This is it. You can just sit right here. Clear them off. You send the pet. You don't have to interfere with anything else. The best part is if you're by yourself and the zone's sparse, kill him. Run right over here. And here's another placeholder. That's Gren Rustblade. That was the first kill. So then just go back and forth. Or if you're like me and you feel like it, run in here and kill some tree ants. Alright, boys. That's it for this video. I know it'll help you. I know this stuff will pay off. There's not a... right now there's nothing out. EQ Resources has it behind a paywall, which I don't mind. I would not mind paying for that. Not for the information, but for everything that guy has done for us. But I also want to be kind of in the dark, so that's why I'm not doing it. Think that's about it. Yeah, covers it. One thing I'll show you, boys. Tier 2 armor is not bad. I've got arms, I've got a bracer, and I've got a helm, and I will very soon have those boots. They're about 600 or 700 hit points higher than NOS trade skill armor. Oh, and finally, I don't know if any of you boys read the forums, but there's people giving me grief. I put a post up saying, hey, this is a bug. I guess they're still doing this. I guess they didn't listen to anything anyone had to say. These dumb components to trade skill armor and non-visible armor. Well, this time around they forgot to make them stackable. And I just said, hey, here's a bug. In NOS, here's the finesse item. It's stackable. In Laurion's song, It's not stackable. And of course, there's these just forum monkeys that just automatically are like, oh, I don't think it's a bug. I think that's a quality life improvement. That seems like a benefit. And they're not even playing the expansion, and they didn't even know what I was talking about. One of them said, yeah, you don't need to be able to buy a bunch of them off a merchant. Just dumb stuff. But I put the bug up. We'll see if it gets fixed. Otherwise, there's just going to end up being a line of these things, or they're all just going to, get deleted. Whatever. Anyway, boys, I know this video will help you guys with your camp. And I'll see you all in the next one.